Okay, so I just got out from snorkeling here in Maui, and I want to talk a little bit about how I've been getting the snorkeling footage, all the underwater footage, and even some of the non-underwater footage that I've gotten, and how I'm trusting to put a $3,000 piece of equipment into the Pacific Ocean. All of that comes down to a few packs of silica and this thing, which is just rubber and plastic. Let's go somewhere that's not sandy to talk about this. Okay, so how was I able to put the A7 III plus whichever lens of my choice underwater and feel comfortable and safe about it? All the underwater footage I've got has been using the Dicapac case. It's a WP S10, and it's actually for DSLRs, but I found it worked really well with the A7 III, and I really like the fit. So the way it works is that it has a Ziploc opening that you stick your camera in. And there's also this screw part here if you wanted to put your lens through this after you have your body in there, but I just kind of slid the lens under and into the bag, and it worked out really well. The other thing that I did was I put silica packets that change color. So you can buy these off of B&H, they're called EWA Marine. And when they get moist, they change from this blue color of a case to a pink color. Now, I actually don't have an example of this because this thing performed so well that it never turned pink. I never got any moisture in here, I never got any water in here when I was underwater. So the setup of it actually is that there are these foam pads, there's two of them, at the very bottom, which keeps your camera off of the bottom of the case. So if water does somehow fill into the bottom, it's at least not sitting in the water, it's sitting on these. So then what happens is once you close your Ziploc and you seal it shut, you actually just wrap this down onto itself, and there's a piece of Velcro right here that then goes to this Velcro strip. So the opening to the Ziploc is covered within the Velcro. And then, as an extra precaution, this piece of Velcro closes over this piece, and you're left with a completely covered opening to your Ziploc opening. Now, there was a camera strap that was attached to this, but I was trying to take it off underwater, and somehow I let go of it, and so I lost the strap. It doesn't just fall off, it was something that I did as a kind of a dumb thing. So the back, there's a clear screen, so you can see your settings. Honestly, I would say up your brightness so you can really see your settings, because I struggled half the time to know if I was recording or I had the right settings that I wanted. So I would just suggest maybe upping your brightness. Because we were doing hour to hour and a half swims, I never really bothered keeping my brightness up because I wanted to save my battery. So the other cool thing about this case, it actually has a few finger holes. So there's one right here. What that helps do is it allows you to kind of touch your settings on the back of the camera. So I was able to access the record button, the shutter button, even the shutter speed dials, all the touch panels on the right side of the A7 III, I had easy access to. In the front of the lens part, there are two little finger holes, which you can use to, if you wanted to try to manual focus underwater, you could, but I used it mostly just to either hold the lens straight, or sometimes I tried to zoom when I was using either the 28-75 or the 24-105 on the Sony. So to talk a little bit about the glass in the front, it stays really clean. It's a little dirty right now, but when you come from being underwater to above water, the water really just repels off and you're not left with splotches or bubbles. I was able to film underwater and then go right to being above water, just like that. So overall, I went on about 8 different or 9 different swimming excursions with this. I even dove underwater. I don't really know how far deep I went. I'd approximate probably no more than 10 feet deep, but I dove down to really go look at some of the sea life. And this thing, under the pressure, handled itself really well. You know, I never had any leaks. I never had an issue. The only time I ever did have a leak was when I tested this case. And I really recommend you do test your case before you go out and just start using it. I tested it in my swimming pool at my apartment, and I didn't close this part properly, and so it let some water in and it did leak. So I would really just be aware, you know, make sure this is sealed right. And really, once I had it sealed, I never opened it again because I didn't want to risk getting, you know, this whole setup wet. The too long didn't watch of this video is, this case is great. Silica packets are a nice safety, and just make sure that you screw on this part properly. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to try to make a few more videos about how I filmed some of my Hawaii trip. If you're interested, feel free to subscribe, hit that like button, comment below your questions, and I'll try to answer them. I can also discuss my settings that I use for my underwater footage for the A7 III and how to best color grade those when you're done. And as always, don't forget to be awesome.